Hi, my name is Josiah Fawn from Liberty University, and this will be the first part of a video series about my capstone and FarmBot's weed detection software. This video will go over LabelImg, which is an open source software used to label objects within images. The first piece of software needed is Miniconda, which is a smaller version of Anaconda, and this will allow us to use Python packages as well as open Python notebooks, which I will be using later in this video. So after installing it from any of the links below that corresponds to your operating system, then we can run Miniconda. And here the first thing we'll want to do is create an environment for us to work in. So conda create name, and then whatever name you want to call it. I'm going to call mine Jupiter. And since I already have one made, the next thing we want to do is activate it. And here we see that I'm now in my Jupyter environment. And now the first thing I want to do is install git through this line, and I'm adding option to automatically install it without my verification. And this is necessary so that I can clone my repository. Here there's a set amount of files that I'll be using throughout the video series. The one that we are interested at the moment is Install LabelImg, which is in a Python notebook. And so now, as you can see, I already have it installed. Now I can run, I'm going to make a directory that I want to put the clone in. I'm just call it demo, and then I'm going to move into it. And then now I'm going to run this line here. So this will clone the repository into a folder named capstone 2324. You can see I can move into capstone 2324. And then if we list the files, we can see all these files are here. And install LabelImg, this is the file that we are interested in. So I'm going to back out one. I'm going to make a new directory called LabelImg and move into it. And then also copy where the LabelImg is. I'm going to move it over from capstone 2324 into LabelImg. Here we can see that successfully moved over. And then the next thing I'm going to install is Jupyter Lab, which will allow us to open up the Python notebooks. And it'll take a little bit of time to install. And once it's installed, I can run Jupyter Labs by typing Jupyter space lab. It'll open up an application. And then here, since I opened up in a directory where I already moved this notebook, here it's automatically opened. And so you'll find a list of commands in this lab, and you can either run all the way down or you can run it line by line. So these will install all the proper packages necessary in order to run LabelImg. So here, I'll hit Shift Enter to run this line. it'll say it's busy down here, and then when it's done, you'll see idle. And so now that it says idle at the bottom, then I can run the next line. And the next. And here it's going to clone from LabelImg. And then we're going to move into that directory. And here, this is where you would have the path to your set of images and the path to a text file with the classes. I'll show you what those look like, but first I'm going to run this line. It's going to run the LabelImg Python program. And here, this image popped up. So this is the LabelImg program. And I have this one done as an example. Now if I go to the next image, here we can see 3 different plants. The first thing I want to make sure is that the save format is in YOLO, because we're using YOLO v3. And create rectangle box. Here, let's say I want this piece of cabbage. And then now I can select cabbage, click OK. And now there's a box around it. I can click create box again. This is a weed, hit OK, create box. Here, oh, lettuce, hit OK. I can click A or D to go next or back. If I hit D, it's going to go to next, and I can hit yes to save it. I'm going to go back, it'll be saved. Hit another one. Boom. That's a cabbage. Create another box. This is a weed. So that's how LabelImg works. And so for what these files look like, so here, this is just pointing to some images. So you can have these whatever really. Images, this is kind of a file or folder with a bunch of images. And whenever you run LabelImg, it will create a text file that correlates to the boxes that I just drew earlier. And classes v1.txt, that will look like a set of classes. So cabbage, lettuce, weed. So I can add different things into this. Kind of whatever, how many plants you need. If you want to have better classification of weeds, you can have weed 1, weed 2, weed 3. Anything really you can have in those. And that is how you install and run LabelImg, as I in the first video. Thank you.